Hello everyone and welcome back to Camp Chat. I am Knynmanrog. Today I am in the Jemez Mountains, basically north of Los Alamos, kind of the north rim of the Valles Caldera at about the 10,000 foot level. Beautiful, nice clean air. I am fortunate to have my good friends here with me. I have Matt, who's always been my co-host. He's here with us. And I have my good buddy Rick Earthplay. And last but not least, my good friend, James Blackburn. And before we get started, all these guys do have YouTube channels. We'll talk about that at the end. And if you've seen Camp Chat before, you probably are aware of their channels. So I guess we're going to start with the first topic is where we're at. We're in the Jemez Mountains, very northeast corner of the Jemez Mountains, not far from Abiquiu Lake. It's beautiful. Matt and I were up here a year ago and kind of found this spot, and we wanted to bring Rick and James back up here to enjoy it with us. We've all been kind of dealing with the same thing I'm sure everybody else has as far as kind of the self-quarantine and lockdown thing. We all decided that we've had enough of that. We've had enough of that nonsense. Take that damn thing off. We're in the mountains, right?
That's right.
So you guys never been up at this part of the mountains. What do you think, James?
It's awesome, man. I'm absolutely loving being here, and it's beautiful. I can't say too many nice things about it. I've had a great time. Thanks for bringing me here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's gosh, there's no wind. We've had rain yesterday, and I'm sure we're going to get it again today. But right now, it's beautiful. What do you think, bud?
I've been up here before. This was my stomping grounds like 20, 25, even 30 years ago as a young teen, because my uncle would take me up here.
Okay.
And there weren't no roads back in them days. It was all Jeep.
Back in the old days.
This is very nostalgic for me. It looks very similar, and it's great to be in the high country.
Isn't it, though? Yeah, it's beautiful up here. I don't think we could ask for better weather. It's probably about 65 degrees. We could use just a little bit more wind to keep the flying critters off us, but if that's the only problem we have, it's not a big deal. Matt, anything exciting going on?
Yeah, no, I like coming up here. I mean, we came up here last year and discovered kind of a new place that we've never been before. And there's a couple of secrets. There's a hidden secret up here that will eventually make it to YouTube at some point. But yeah, keeping it a secret right now, and yeah, you guys will see it later on at some point.
Yep, I know what he's talking about. But we're gonna jump into the immediate moment. We couldn't wait to get out. Last weekend, we kind of went out a little bit, did a hike. And James and Rick, Matt and I walked out to a place called the Ojito Desert Wilderness. And if you look at Rick Earthplay's YouTube channel, he'll show some of the stuff that he filmed last week. And we did the hike out there. These two guys stayed the night. Matt and I hiked out in the morning and walked out that afternoon. Beautiful day for a hike.
Matt came back, though, and stayed with us all night.
Did you go back?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He went home, sat on the couch for 5 minutes, said, "Screw this."
Well, that's new news to me.
Grabbed Blake's Lotaburger and headed back, right?
Well, it was nice out there for sure. I don't blame you for going back out there. I'm surprised that you did that.
A gem.
It is, and it's close.
A hidden gem.
It's close to home.
Yeah,
and it's really nice. We don't see a whole lot of people out there, but last week was an exception because everyone needed to get out. So everyone there were a lot of people on the trail last weekend.
And their dog.
Yeah, and the dogs. So then going back a little bit more since our last Camp Chat, I know James Blackburn and Matt did a float down the Green River last fall. And I know that was, 6 or 7 days and nights?
That was about 5 nights.
6 days, 5 nights, yeah.
Yeah, see, I'm jealous. Yeah. That's a trip I would love to take.
We did close to 50 miles down the river.
Like that.
50 miles down the river. Each day we found camp spots along the way, some that we already knew and some that were brand new to us. And yeah, it was amazing. It was an awesome trip.
And the first 4 days we were there, it was calm, the weather was beautiful, the temps were perfect. The water was like a sheet of glass. It was so calm and so perfect that I have dreams every day about going back because it was that beautiful.
And then towards the end of your trip, it got just kind of brutally cold, didn't it? Colder than what you guys normally experience.
Cold.
Yeah.
Cold and windy.
Cold and windy.
Yeah, when we went around the Bow Knot Bend, the wind was on our back, but when we came around to the other side of the Bonot Bend, it was in our face, and we had white capping waves on the river that were dipping into our canoes.
Wow.
It was really,
Yeah.
then we still
crazy.
had a few miles to get to camp. It was a tough paddle that day.
Yeah.
That was a tough day of paddling.
Well, I'm sure you had your good days and you had your bad days, I suppose. You know.
No, they were all good, even that day.
They're all good.
So-
Yeah. Yep. A bad day on the river is better than any good day at work, right?
you go.
Or in the wilderness.
Or in the wilderness.
Yep.
Yep. I
James put out a really good series on the trip. If you go to his YouTube channel,
Yes.
check out his series on the Green River trip.
Yeah, my
It's
channel is
amazing.
called the James Blackburn Experience, and I do have a 6 or 7 part series on there. Thank you for taking me, Matt. It's the first time I've ever gone there, but Matt, the Southwest Backpacker, has many videos of there over the years. That's what inspired me to want to go there in the first place, and to get to go with him and Terry and a lot of other cool people, including my brother Daniel, who drove out from Indiana for it. I can't say enough good things. It was just an amazing trip, and I'll just leave it at that because
Well,
you know,
and
I'm glad you got a chance to come
this
along.
Yeah.
it also kind of marks a benchmark for James, because the 4 YouTube hikers that I did a video on are reunited, and we've known James. He's been in our group for 4 years now.
thanks, man. I'm pleasure to be
Yeah,
here.
glad
with
to
all you
have you.
guys.
He's also a
Yeah,
big part of the. We're all part of the High Desert
Yeah.
Gaming Society.
Yes.
You guys are probably familiar with that as well. But yeah, we've got to the point we've done a lot of car camping and a lot of hiking together, and we're not really the 3 Stooges, maybe the 4 Stooges. These guys could be the 3 Stooges. I'll be the leader of the Stooges. But yeah, other than that, a little bit about me. Some of the things that have gone on since the last time we've had a camp chat, and a lot more recently. And I've had some health issues, spent a little time in the hospital, had some crazy news dealt out to me, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around a lot of the stuff that I was told. But as it turns out, I do have multiple sclerosis. I haven't started taking meds for it yet, but that's going to be coming real soon. The prices for that stuff is outrageous, so I have to get some help from the pharmaceutical company itself. But then, but on top of that, then I was diagnosed with a brain tumor right in the same month as all that. So I'm fighting 2 crazy
But
monsters.
there is good news.
Good news.
Only the good die young. So he's gonna live to be suffer to be an old man.
Be a nasty old man that all the neighborhood kids are going to hate, right? Like the old guy that's standing with his cane. Get off my lawn, right?
Only the good die
But anyway, those kind of things, I'm starting to put a lot together and understand why I've been feeling the way I've been feeling, and now I have an explanation to it. Slowing down a little bit, but I'm not going to stop. We're still going to keep doing a lot of stuff.
Maybe it was
I
the
noticed-
tequila shots
I
last
noticed.
night.
Nah, I can always take the tequila shots. But I noticed out here walking around a little bit and walking up the hill, even though I'm in decent shape, I just kind of fatigue a little bit earlier than I probably should. But I also want to say one more thing. I want to say thank you to all these guys for wearing their Knynmanrog production shirts. I appreciate that. Little plug for the show. But I just wanted to get out and do our first camp chat of the year. This is our 3rd season, I think, right?
This is our
our
third
3rd
season.
season. We're going to try to get
Yeah.
out and do more. But I thought this would be a good opportunity to have our first one. And on the bright side, I cooked dinner last night, so I'm off the hook for dinner. I think these guys are going to be making dinner, so I'll be
Well, I
able
made
to.
an awesome breakfast.
Rick did
And I'm
breakfast,
still going to
and it
cook
was
dinner.
Yeah,
Rick
it was
made an awesome breakfast. We've had a good meal, and we're going to probably have a beer and have dinner here in a little bit. Maybe cover things up for the rain, but I think that's going to be about it. Is there anything, Matt, you want to add before we end this?
I'm just very glad that we got a chance to all get together and get out. And
To
do
get
a
out.
camping trip after
Absolutely.
being locked down for a few months, and
We've put it off long enough.
we put it off.
We've
long
put it
enough.
off long
yeah.
enough.
Since what? March 13th, March 15th,
At
Yeah,
least,
something like that.
April, May,
So-
going on June,
Yeah,
Yeah.
So we're approaching the
So we
beginning
lost-
of June.
March, April, May.
Yep. And we're not sure how things are going to pan out, but for now, we're going to just take it one day at a time, or at least that's my philosophy. I'm taking things one day at a time, and that's about all I can do. James, got any closing words here for this thing?
Sure, I'd like to say thank you to the 4 YouTubers here and really good friends for having me along on the adventures. In particular, I'd like to thank Raj, though, because he hosts the game nights at his house when we are gaming in person. It's always there. Appreciate you hosting it, and thank you for allowing me to come to your school and talk to the students.
Oh yeah,
occasionally.
they love it.
You know,
yeah, they
there's
love
no
having
school
you
right
around.
now, but when school was in, you allowed me to come out and talk about filmmaking, and it feels good to inspire people. So thank you, Raj, just for being a friend and a brother. And
I don't think you realize
partner in crime.
I don't think you realize the presence that you've made there at the school. All the kids know who you are. You've got that presence to yourself. All the staff members love how you put out your presentation. So it's worked out really good.
4 Rocky Mountain Emmys.
Is it
Yeah.
4? You got 4 now?
No, 3.
Three.
Oh,
Three.
Three.
All right,
Rocky Mountain Regional Emmys. Yes.
He's going to get another one.
I don't talk about that
4
much.
or 3,
Sounds like
that's
I'm bragging.
huge. Most people don't even get a chance to see an Emmy. This gentleman over here has 3 of them. But I think that being said, I think we're going to end this, guys. I want to say thank you all very much for coming out with me this weekend, hanging out, being good friends, and joining me on our first episode of this year's Camp Chat.
Yeah.
All right?
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you,
Episode
Roger.
1,
Done.
Season 3, right?
Episode 1, Season 3.
All right.
Do I
Awesome.
get a parent's fee?
Sure. We'll talk about that off camera because this is a family show. So, all right. All right.
Beverage boy.
What I'd like to say at the end is be sure and go to Matt's YouTube channel, the Southwest Backpacker, look at his cool stuff. Go to Rick Earthplay, look at the most recent stuff, as recent as last weekend.
Some great stuff. Ojito Wilderness Study Area.
And then don't forget our good friend over here, James Blackburn. He's constantly posting up cool stuff to check out. So you got to get over there and look at his stuff too. And I think that'll probably be it. If you like what you see, hit the like button. If you like to share it. You know all the routine. I want to say thank you all for joining us here for
Thanks for
Camp
watching.
Chat with Roger, Matt, Rick, and James. Thumbs up. Thank you, everybody.
Subscribe.